Good morning, soul family. Happy Wednesday. Oh, excuse me, Thursday. Think about yesterday. It is April the 16th, and I'm still painting my carnations for my daughter, but I'm also painting a very favorite subject of mine, horses, specifically the Palomino color horse. I mean, there is just something about the way they look, and they're extremely social, these horses. They're quarter horses, and the way the color is created is the result of using cremello and chestnut horses. They're docile and they're gentle and they're very social. If I could have one, well, if I owned my own house, this is my dream. If I owned my own house with an acre, lush pasture with pumpkins and chickens, I would be in heaven. Anyway, so good morning. I'm so happy to see everybody. Oh my gosh, and what oil am I sniffing this morning? And I've been using it at night behind my ears and between my toes. Holy cow. This is Copaiba. Oh, and that's a bruise from Eddie. Eddie was scratching his ear yesterday, just a side note. And I said, you are scratching your ear so hard, you're going to break a blood vessel. So I put my hand to cup his ear, and he caught my my hand with his little foot. Anyhow, let me grab my Young Living book, and let me just tell you what is in this oil before we get started. It's Copaiba, and this oil can be used with other oils because it will enhance the properties of the other oil you use. Copaiba essential oil. Okay, let me just do you a solid here and talk about that real quick. It is it promotes the appearance of youthful, radiant glow, reduces the appearance of blemishes, and can be used to soothe tired muscles when applied topically. And when taken internally, it supports overall wellness. Well, we have a Vitality, which is a white label. I don't have one right here to show you, but our bottles have a white here when there's the color, and that shows that you can use them internally. Anyway, to soothe the muscles, and I've been putting it on my bruise, but behind my ears and on my shoulders at night, oh boy, do I get some good sleep. And it's extremely, as my daughter would say when she was little, decolate. Gorgeous oil. Also, okay, so I'm working on my beautiful Palomino color horse. And let's see, what have I got for us today? I've got some writing prompts, let's see, that we can talk about while I'm doing some painting. Okay. So, anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. I know I am. The sun could come out, I'll tell you that. I mean, it's really overcast where I'm at, and I prefer the sun, honestly. Of course, I've got my lovely birds singing to me. Okay. So yeah, I'm just doing this because I love I love to paint, number one. And number two, oh, these animals are gorgeous. Particularly this one. And when I was a young girl, I had cousins on my dad's side who they just didn't appreciate their horses, you know. My cousin Larry Dale had a horse. I think it was white. I'm trying to remember. And I can remember him coming over on that horse to my grandma's house. And he was standing outside by the clothesline when I saw him. And he was feeding the horse beer out of his hat. And I just remembered thinking, because my dad and his brother drank beer, and I saw how they got when they drank beer. This poor horse tore down my grandmother's clothesline. She was furious. I was worried about the horse. The clothesline could be fixed, but that's a big fat no-no. But if I had a horse, it would be, I would treat her or him like I treat Eddie. Okay, let's see. What are some good writing prompts? Tell a story about your name. Well, my name is Teresa. My mother named me after the singer Teresa Brewer, who was famous for that song, Nickelodeon. Put another nickel in the Nickelodeon. All I want is music, music, music. All I want is loving you and music, music, music. And I think that was popular in the 50s or 60s. Teresa Brewer. So, anyhow, gosh, I think I want to work on perfecting her ears. This is going to take me, it's just rough. It's got a lot more that has to be done. But it's an excuse to come on here and say hey to you guys and just share my life with you and what I like to do, you know, and spend time. Let's see. The next prompt says the basement. I grew up in North Carolina where we had basements in houses. And we had, or they could be called storm cellars, you know, where you could hide during a storm, or fruit cellar where you stored your fruit and your potatoes. And my friend Lisa had, ooh, and you know what? My friend Lisa had this caramel color skin and beautiful platinum hair, like this palomino that I'm painting. My mother worked for her dad, who was the plumber in town. My mother did his books for him. And anyway, I would hang out at Lisa's house, and I can remember we played in her basement a lot, and her mother had an old prom dress that we used to play in down in that basement. How funny. Okay, that's an interesting story. So just hang with me here for a minute. I just want to take in this moment. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying this moment with all of you. And every day, guys, we have the ability to make the day our own. We can do whatever we want. It's our mind. What are you thinking in your mind? It's how you're looking at something. It's how you're living, how you're breathing, how you're eating, how you're doing. It's how. And furthermore, it's how you feel when you're doing it. That makes sense? And when we concentrate on doing things that make us happy, think about how that raises your vibration. You know, your vibration, you know how you feel when you get excited about something? You get happy and you want to raise that vibration? Does that make sense? You want to get excited, kind of like when a balloon is filled with helium and it rises. We're going to get farther in our lives, and the universe is going to do more responding in a positive way to us when that vibration is higher. When we're busy in the low vibrating mode, and I call it the 3D, in the what isness around us, focusing on the awful stuff they put on the TV, on the news, horrible movies or TV shows to dumb you down. Yeah, I think you know what I'm saying. When we decide to do things that make us happy, say, like painting, and especially a subject that makes you really happy, and just holding the paintbrushes and playing with the colors, and how exciting that is, and surrounding yourself with color, and like, I've got my lights on, they're on all the time. Then right outside my window, I have 2 bird feeders where I can hear them and where I can see them. My vibration pretty much stays at a beautiful place. Now, I mean, if I know not everybody has such a life. There's a lot of people that have to go out, and what they have to do to earn their living, you know, traumatic situations like my friend's dad, for instance, plumber. That's dirty work to a degree, but man, oh man, what would we do without a decent plumber, right? Police officers, for instance. When you see them, there's a lot of things those people have to do. It doesn't always mean that they've got to chase bad guys, so to speak. They're just busy keeping things, you know. Musicians, for instance, raising the vibration. Music is another beautiful way to raise your vibration. Paramedic. That can be pretty horrific. You see a lot of things as a paramedic. So, no matter what you do, each day, the possibilities are endless. and how we live our lives, how we choose to look at things open-minded and realize it's just a moment. It's not a lifetime. But for me, the girl or a boy makes me extremely happy. Cremello and chestnut horses create this color. This gorgeous, what is it, Jay? Sienna? Oh my God, they just take my breath away, these horses, their color. Okay, let's see. Let me see what else I can find. 1,800 plus creative writing prompts. Write a story from the point of view of a child, teenager, or senior citizen. Well, I'm considered a senior citizen now that I'm 66. And you see how I'm spending my time. But as a yard duty, I worked with a bunch of children. And what I can tell you is, as I've told you before, children are different on the playground than they are inside of classroom. And as a yard duty, I did a lot of healing. It helped me to see life being with those kids in quite a different way. They taught me patience, just like my own children. And a lot of those poor kids came from homes that were broken. You know, they spent a lot of time, their mom and dad were remarried, and they spent a lot of time going in between, you know, their houses. And that was hard. Of course, as you know, I have 2 kids, and that was my whole thing, is I was bound and determined my kids were not going to have to do that. But there again, like I said, whatever you focus on and however you do things is exactly how things will turn out. If that's what you focus on, if that's what you know, overly dramatize. By trying to keep something from happening can create it. You know, instead of taking an overall even stance and realize things can go a myriad of ways, right? So anyway, I'm defining her ears, his ears, I don't know, but I'm just loving it. Look at that. Loving it, giving it some depth. Thank you guys for being here. Have a beautiful day today. And you can do whatever you need to do for yourself. But it all starts with you. Start with pleasing yourself first, making your heart happy. Whatever it takes. For me, it's my oils, it's nature, it's colors, it's painting a subject that makes me extremely happy. And having a positive attitude about it and saying, it's a moment in time. As my former husband would say, try to see the music in the situation. I think that's a very good analogy, a good way to look at things. Try to see the positives in it. Try to see the lessons. Because everything we do comes with a lesson. It's as I've told you, it's a lesson that becomes a blessing. Right? Okay, this was a quick one, I think. Where are we? 20 minutes and 41 seconds. Have a beautiful day today. I will be back soon with another video for you. Make the most of today, because you can. And start with you first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Bye, guys.